Surviving infidelity. She committed infidelity for 8 years. I'm looking for closure. Need advice. I, 32 male, am trying to get my thoughts together to ask questions from my ex, 30 female, who's been trying to get back into my life, why she cheated the whole 8 years of our relationship. There is zero chance of reconciliation. We have 2 children ages 6 and 8. We have been split for 4 years, and I haven't been able to get past it. I've done therapy, I've tried dating, I've been going to the gym, I've been focusing on me and my children. I'm financially stable, with a job I love and enjoy. Overall, life is good. But I cannot get over what she has done, which has ruined any chance for me with potential partners. Anyway, why I'm here is because she has been reaching out, telling me how awful her life is with her partner, who she's been with 1 week after I left her. They have 2 children together. And she's been talking about leaving him. I then sent her a message saying the following: I think we should stick to just communicating when it's just about the boys. I mean, you burned me pretty good. And then you want to use me as an emotional band-aid? I'm trying to take the high road and be supportive, and I'm sorry life is hard for you, but it's been a rough time going through the damage you put me through, and I'm not trying to hash up old crap because 1, it doesn't matter to you, and 2, it may not be relevant in your life but still affects mine. It wasn't even a full week you started seeing someone else after we broke things off. You labeled me a horrible person, and told many people things that didn't even happen. And you more than once, tried to use your affair partner and other things in your life to throw in my face, and try and make me jealous. I gave you money for a termination you wanted with affair partner's child, and then continued to talk trash about me, and told private things about my life to AP, which he used against me. Then you asked me if you could move in so you could get a head start on getting your own place, and you meet a guy for a one-nighter and you told him I was an abuser, because after you told me what a psycho he was, I contacted him to tell him to leave you alone. And again, everything you told him, he used against me, when all I was trying to do was defend and help you. Then trying to call someone to plow my driveway. I get the embarrassing conversation of yet again being labeled a horrible person. I'm not trying to tell you this to hurt you. I'm just trying to get you to understand where I'm coming from, and why I can't be your emotional security. 'Cause you can't offer the respect in return. I appreciate the apology and the nice card you got me, but I can't be that person for you, and I'm sorry, 'cause I do understand what you're going through 'cause you used to do that to me. I am sorry for the hard times you're going through, but this is the life you chose, and I can't be the supportive person you want me to be. I feel crappy for saying this, but it's something I have to get off my chest. So after this, I'm thinking what a great time to ask her for some answers to get some closure for me and my mental health, right? Is it worth it? If it is worth it, what should I ask? I'm having a hard time coming up with questions, and I'm thinking this might be something that can help me move on. I'm not sure. So here I am. I know one question I'm still on the fence about knowing is, if my children are actually mine. I love my boys with all my being, and I don't think I could take it if I found out they were not mine. If I didn't have children with my ex, I would go no contact. But having children, I have no choice. So, if you were in my shoes, what would you do? Now for the top advice. Closure is a myth. She has told so many lies about your relationship that I doubt she could find the truth in her. She has no answers for you. My thoughts are the same. Most likely just hear crickets if I asked her. Still funny how she has the gall to reach out and talk to me about her relationship. To OP. This is going to be harsh. Apologies in advance, you seem like a good guy. 1. Paternity test. Yes. You need to know. 2. You will not get closure with her. Certainly not the type for which you are looking. Remember this quote, the best revenge is a life well lived. 3. Stop engaging her. If the conversation does not involve your kids, C1. Delete, unless the lawyer tells you otherwise. At a minimum, don't respond, move on. 4. For Pete's sake, stop giving her money. Unless I misread that. She is entitled to what is in the divorce decree. Nothing more, nothing less. 5. I would be very leery of her trying to inject herself back into your life, like a syringe full of AIDS, for the kids. F that. You owe her nothing, except what is in the aforementioned divorce decree. Good luck. If one, or both are not yours, consult your lawyer. Financially, you may be on the hook anyway, and emotionally this would be a wrecking ball, but knowing is better than doubt. Yeah, no answer she will give you will feel satisfying. And being 4 years later, I doubt the honesty of her answers. The only acceptable closure you should find is that, there is no closure. There is no good enough why to what she did. She did it because she is a broken person who lacks ability to communicate honestly. In 4 years, she hasn't addressed her problems, so she's in the same place. The best thing for you is to go minimal contact, and implement gray rock. Complete ignore any conversations not about children. Only communicate via text. You have to train your mind that she's just an acquaintance in your life that you knew a long time ago. Just the mother of your children and nothing more. In the meantime, read No More Mr. Nice Guy by Robert Glover. I think you need to learn how to look out for you, and not be such a giver. Also, I know you said therapy didn't work, but have you tried EMDR? It's a more intense version, and may help you out in this case if traditional therapy isn't helpful. Thank you for your reply and advice. I will look into the book and EMDR. The next story is titled, I finally asked her to stop texting me and made an exit. I did it, people. Before meeting this girl, I was the type of guy who wouldn't allow any potential woman to jerk me around, since I considered it unhealthy and immature for the lady to do so, and already knew that she can never be the one to have a worthy relationship with. But then, I fell hard for this girl who was crazy about me, and we quickly escalated things and moved into a relationship. We dated for a year, and then she met this random bloke online who apparently understood her better than me, and she was hoping that he'd make a great friend. She took exactly 2 months from then on to discard me like a piece of trash and emotionally abused me. This lady dumped me for the guy she told me not to worry about, used to flirt with him right in my face while we were dating, and I never explicitly blamed her for all this because I was in love. Right? Why should I act like a controlling boyfriend? Post the discard. While I lamented her loss for 8 straight months, this lady went on with that guy, flirted heavily with him all this time, and I am not sure what cooked in between them since we were in no contact. You know, I became so weak. During those last months before discarding me, she treated me like a doormat, and yet, I never had the balls to confront her, because I feared losing her. I used to curse myself at times about where does that lost version of mine exists now, the one who never used to care a hoot about such toxic women, and continuously wondered why am I putting up with this crap. After 8 months of no contact, she hit me up just 9 days ago, and somehow told me that she still flirts with that guy and they're keeping in touch. Any sane guy would have exited right away, but I was so weak that I put up with that crap, because she came back. Yes, I was acting that weak for real. Over the course of the previous 9 days, I had zero apologies, no remorse for her actions, but rather, she kept treating me like trash. Replying to my texts after 2 hours, putting in just 1 sentence as a response, and then running away for 2 hours again. Coming back and putting in 1 sentence, and then off for 2 hours again, all the while blaming her work and hectic day. I, the weak moron, fell for this lie of hers again, but a part of me was still skeptical that something might be fishy. And what I discovered today was enough for me to have my strength back. This woman, after barely dropping me 1 sentence and ran off for 2 hours, was mingling with her affair partner, while I was being gaslighted, stating the work and a busy day. I had enough, honestly. Bloody lies all the time, and no respect for me. I've realized that she hasn't changed over 8 months. The lies are still there, she still craves excitement from her flirt buddy, and the top-notch manipulation has gotten all the more worse. I simply told her that I'm walking out, no blame game, and nothing. Started the conversation and told her I'm exiting. She tells me that I'm being weird. Maybe, yes I am, but I'm not going to blame her and to let her have the way this time. I'm not going to confront her for the lies she's still been telling me. She isn't worth the truth. The weak man stood up for himself today, folks, and I've realized that I would not want this woman in my life ever again. The door will be forever slammed. I'm all teary that I could stand up for myself. I've finally found the lost me. Now for the top comments. Woohoo! Reading this post has me happy on so many levels. For you, for your freedom, for us here in this thread, and for all the betrayed significant others out there. Good for you. Zero apologies is the way to go. Giving me a lot of encouragement this morning. Thank you. Thank you so much. I can't believe that I did it. It just felt so empty today, you know. I didn't feel like a part of me detaching, or the pain I had when she dumped me 8 months ago. I felt nothing but peace today. I'm extremely happy that I'm not allowing someone to treat me like a piece of garbage anymore, and I could actually pull it off today. She tried spinning the narrative on me again at the last moment, dropping in a message like, "Consider these our final messages then, since you do not want to talk again." You know what the weak me would have done? He'd have given an explanation to how she's misunderstanding me and rather, how badly I want her in my life, yada yada. I bet she was expecting the same response. But today, I let her realize the fact that yes, it's me who doesn't want to talk to her again, and have no shame in accepting it. Brother. Read up about the 180 and Grey Rock. Internalize that stuff. Don't give her the validation. She thinks of you as easy supply. She'll hover a little, get off on messing with you, and drop your butt. That idealization discard cycle sounds familiar. Stay away from her, man. Become the grayest of all rocks. Fade into the background. No, she cannot be thinking of me as a supply, because her flirt buddy is still there. If she can jerk me around and not respond for 2 hours, while mingling with him and giving me one-liners, it's evident where her attention source currently is. And she has no way to come back now, the door will never be opened. She's dead to me, I don't know that individual anymore. Don't look back, or she'll play you like Play-Doh. Everyone is weak at some point, but up to a point. Please no more contact, period. Good luck. Never, sir. Never. I only took her back because I was hoping that she might have changed, and would be willing to put in for what it takes to complete a relationship and work over her mistakes. It took me no longer to realize today, that if she couldn't change even a bit over 8 months, she can never change her patterns. Now for the last story. Updated, cheated, abused and the spiral never ends. Original post. I was dating my ex since the start of COVID, and was best friends with her since summer 2018 when we both started uni. She was in an abusive and toxic relationship, where he ended up getting her first cousin pregnant. She changed completely as a person, started having anxiety attacks and got deep into substance abuse. I couldn't see someone that I loved to be this hurt, so I would spend all my time ensuring that she was healthy and healing. We grew very close and started dating. This was the happiest I ever was, not just because I thought I got the perfect woman, but also because seeing her happy made me happy. Fast forward to August, I walked towards her apartment at like 7 a.m., which was very unusual for me as I am a very late riser. It was her birthday, and I thought of coming early, decorate the living room, cook her breakfast and give her a surprise. As I put my key in the lock and start to twist it, I hear a commotion inside, and soft hurried voices. Petrified, I open the door and dart in to see a mutual friend trying to hide somewhere while fully naked, and my girlfriend just standing there in shock. I was a very violent child, but smoking grass was an effective way I controlled my anger peacefully since the last 3 to 4 years. All of that gone in an instant, and I punch her mirror as hard as I can, while cutting up my hand very badly. She screams when she sees my hand dripping blood, but I simply just walk out before I did anything that I would have regretted later. I got myself patched up and went back home in the evening, with a bandage and a broken heart. I called her best friend, who was very nice to me and also cared about her, and asked her to please tell me everything she knew truthfully. She broke down and said she can only tell me this in person. I said okay, because the only thing going on in my head was to make it all make sense. She came, broke down, and told that they had been hooking up since before we were dating, and continued it throughout, as she told her that she couldn't live without both of us. Her friend kept crying, and asking for forgiveness that she kept the truth from me, and she should have told me from the start. I slumped onto the couch lifeless, took a giant swig of some rum, and in the most calm manner asked her to leave. Checked my phone and it was blowing up with calls and messages from her friend group and herself. Everyone in her friend group knew, and still those a-holes used to hang around with me like everything was normal. I took my SIM out, folded it in two and threw it from my balcony. Blocked them from everywhere, and just moved on like nothing happened. I guess it was more shock than anything, as I would rarely talk with anyone, drink all day long, and was smoking my lungs away. Fast forward to November, and I decide to go to a pub for a pint, and with the horrible luck I have, saw my ex with her friend group. Thank God the dude she cheated on me with wasn't there, or I would have lost it. It was the most nerve-wracking moment of my life, as soon as they all just watched me. She stood up and asked if we could talk, and I don't know why, but I said yes. We went outside the pub and started talking. First thing I said was, "So how come he isn't here if you're hanging out on a weekend?" She broke down and told me, the minute I left her house last month, she couldn't look at herself in the mirror anymore, and told me she got into opium use back again. I'm only 20, and I never dealt with anything like this before, so I just started crying and embraced her, thinking all this was my fault. I said let's talk it out at your home, so at least we know whether we want to move on with us, or get closure. She agreed and we went to her crib. I started downing wine like a maniac hearing her tell me everything, because no way I could keep myself sober. I started crying midway through and couldn't stop. She hugged me and I didn't reciprocate. She started kissing me, and I moved away and said I am drunk, and I don't want to make any decision right now. She held my face, and said trust me, this is what you want, and got on top of me. I should have stopped her, but I had enough liquor and THC in me to knock a horse out, so I froze out of shock. I don't remember anything clearly from that night, and I wake up in her bed without my clothes and realized what had happened. I got an anxiety attack and started crying in the washroom while she was sleeping with no care. The only thing I was sure of was I was not in any way in a sober state last night and she didn't even drink past a cup of wine. I scrambled for my belongings and ran to my home. Put my phone on silent, started having the worst day of my life. I felt used, and couldn't stop puking at the thought I was manipulated so easily. Since then, I reported the incident to my university authorities who promised 100% discretion. They wanted me to press charges, but I said that's the last thing I want to do to a self-harming person. A counselor for our university talked to me, and said I was in trauma and I need time to process and decide how to handle this situation. It's been almost 2 months, of her messaging me long sorry paragraphs from random numbers almost every 5 to 6 hours, and I can't seem to come out of this pit of darkness. I want to stay strong for my family, but every day it's proving tougher and tougher to do. Now for the top advice before reading the update. Sounds like she forced you, and took advantage of your intoxicated state of mind. She is weaponizing her mental health and substance use to not take accountability for her own actions/choices. I just feel overwhelmed with all of this happening so quickly. It's a crap show of conflicted emotions right now. Get into individual counseling immediately, and stay the hell away from your ex-girlfriend. You're so young to latch onto this train wreck of a girl. Move away if need be, but stay the hell away. Knock off the drinking and D's. That is so self-destructive. Get your life in order. Work on your body and your soul. Work on a career for the future. Most of all, move on and don't look back. Get your head away from all this crap. Get a new phone number. Do whatever it takes. I'm trying my best to. I know my life is much more important to waste on things like this. Thank you for your help. Stop drinking and smoking as a start. That would be the dumbest way to ruin your own life. Being an alcoholic because of a girl at 20? Move forward with a clear head. Stay no contact. Contact the authorities, because what you described is forced intercourse. If there is any trauma from this, then you need to seek professional help. If not, go full no contact with any of those toxic trash and bang someone else. Now for the update. Thank you for your kind DMs and comments. I have decided to go on a week-long trip to my friend's cabin to gather myself, and not use substances to numb my feelings. Honestly, he is the only reason I'm still kicking about, and I'm grateful for the support he showed me. As for the ex, after weeks of her and her friends blowing up my phone, I decided to meet with her and asked my friend to come along with me. We met yesterday at a pub, and as soon as she saw me, she started running in for a hug, but still being terrified of the event that happened, asked her not to, in the calmest way I could. We sat down, and she started crying and apologizing about how she threw away us. As soon as she said that, I lost my cool. I won't lie. I told her that there was never an us. She cheated and took advantage of me, despite all I ever did during those times were to make sure her mental health and well-being was the first priority. I told her that I won't be pursuing any legal action, and she should consider herself lucky that I'm not a vengeful person who wants to destroy her image. She was in semi-shock during all this, because this was the first time she ever saw me angry. I said, stay away from me and I'll stay away from you. If you try to contact me again, I'll make sure everyone that we know are informed about her infidelity, substance usage, and the night she took advantage of me. Well, I guess this will be it for now. All I want to focus on is to get over this dark period in my life, and start being back to my normal self. And that's it for this video guys. If you have thoughts to share, leave a comment below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you like this content. I'll catch you in the next one. Good day everyone.